Star Citizen is a beautiful, highly detailed MMOFPS Space Sim. It uses a highly modified CryEngine and boasts some of the best graphics I've seen in gaming. It has amazing facial technology, highly detailed ships, textures, effects, and some amazingly talented artists and staff on board. One of the key features to its success was the concepts and art behind each of its many varied ships, and those ships have slowly become usable in alpha. Seeing them come to life as the game progresses has really helped this game bloom. But the game is extremely high fidelity, and it's not even close to being polished yet. We're going to see some great things in the future with DirectX 12, Vulkan, and VR integration. Today, though, I wanted to talk to you about my top 5 things that I'm looking forward to in Star Citizen, and why that it makes the game for me, and why you should probably be excited about them too. A major draw of Star Citizen is the promise to fly ships together with your friends, all multi-crewing a ship together for the common purpose or goal. In fact, the idea of being part of a crew or as a captain on one of these ships in-game with this kind of high level of detail should excite you. We're already seeing the beginnings of it in-game, players flying in constellations as a crew of 5, but that's just the tip of the proverbial space iceberg. Some of the ships that we're going to be able to fly, attack, board, steal, capture, and have fleet battles with are massive. The Idris, the Javelin, the Bengal Carrier, the Vandal Kingship, and the mighty Retribution Super Dreadnought. So these can be kilometers long. You're going to spend a long time walking around these ships. You're going to get lost. With a system in play that also makes all the systems of the ship interact with each other. Power, ammo, turrets need power and ammo to fire. There could be hundreds or more players or NPCs on a single ship operating it. Engineers, shield operators, gunners, marines. Just think of the huge fleet battles and the multi-leveled combat possibilities. The scale is truly epic, but players will be able to choose their own level of participation. You could fly alone if you want in a single-seater ship, or be a gunner on a massive one. The emergent gameplay possibilities are extensive. Exploration and planets is another big draw. The scale of the universe. The Star Citizen universe is massive and highly detailed. It's not as big as some games like Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky, but the super high level of detail and ways to explore are pretty staggering. It's all about the detail and the evolving universe at play here. There's going to be jump points to map and find new systems, shipwrecks to explore and loot, treasure hunting, alien artifacts. Systems themselves will be massive with beautiful vistas and lots of things to scan down and find. Space stations, bases, loot, enemy fleets, hidden missions, black boxes, phenomena. You're going to be able to use sensors or telescope arrays from like the Endeavour, for example, to track down black holes, nebula and other phenomena. And who knows what else you could find. But there's also planets and moons. Planets and planetoids in Star Citizen will be procedurally generated, at least to some degree. Last year we saw the first iteration of the procedural planet landings on Delmar, a large asteroid turned planetoid with an atmosphere, also known as the Nix landing zone. We're going to have huge, detailed, planet-sized planets to explore because of this tech. There's going to be flora and fauna to discover, ground vehicles to explore planets with. It's what a lot of people are excited about, and it's going to be in such large areas that are going to be made to be able to be so detailed without being too taxing on people's computers because of this procedural generation. They're not going to be random either. It's procedurally generated, so it's always going to be the same after you visit it, basically. We're going to be able to approach a planet, go through the atmosphere, and land all manually. I think that is something, really, that we should all be looking forward to. So let's talk about the economy. I suppose this incorporates mechanics and roles as well. The universe is going to be a living, breathing thing with an economy. Both players and NPCs will be a massive part of that, and will all have wants and needs. You're going to be trading, buying and selling stuff to other players, NPCs, planets, worlds, jumping between systems to get the best deals. We're all going to need ships, guns, fuel. Fuel is going to be a big important part of that. We're all going to have resources that we need to refill. Mining, from small-scale operations of the Prospector all the way up to the massive fleets of like a corporation with Orions mining asteroids. They're going to get materials and resources that other planets will need to be able to support their industry and that sort of stuff. And planets need resources. They're going to generate missions based on their needs and wants. If they're being attacked by Vandal or pirates, for example, you might get more missions in that area to take them out or to defend trade lanes. Planets will also be visually affected as well as industrially affected by their need for resources and how they're met. That will also, I suppose, affect the ships being built there, what weapons and equipment are also available. So the stars are also the limit when we're talking about roles in Star Citizen and what the economy and what there's going to be available. You could be a bounty hunter, a pirate, a trader, a bodyguard, a boarding team, just going for FPS rather than flying ships, a captain of a ship, an explorer, a miner, to name but a few little possibilities and roles and jobs available. You're also going to be able to hire NPCs to fill out your crew or to fly escort with you as well. But the economy is going to support pretty much any role you want to do in Star Citizen. If you want to do Black Ops, you want to do stealthy stuff, you want to sell information, whatever. Ships and customization is obviously another important part of Star Citizen and the economy and the role system and what you can do. There's going to be so much going on with ships. Not just the ships that are available, of which there are extensive amounts, but also how you can outfit them and customize them. The item system 2.0, which they're currently implementing now, allows a massive amount of customization to your ships. And all these systems work together and are interconnected. Weapons, power, avionics, engines, radar. All these ship systems communicate, they're interconnected, they need each other to function correctly. This allows you to outfit your ship to your particular role or play style. You will literally be able to tweak the numbers by putting different systems on, and some stuff will work, some stuff won't, and you will learn that from playing the game. Let's talk a little bit more about the first-person shooter system. Star Citizen isn't just a spaceship combat and economy simulator. It's being able to explore this highly detailed universe in first person on foot, as well as in ship. You're going to be able to be walking around your ships, walking around planets, just jumping out of your ship and EVAing out into space. It's going to have a fully fleshed out first-person shooter gameplay mechanic in there as well. So there are already a few like first-person shooter weapons in there as well. We can already see us running around Korea and some other bits and bobs running around the larger ships like the Constellations at the moment. But there's going to be loads more weapons. There's going to be gadgets, grenades, various suits of armour to customise, big suits of Titan armour even. There are plans for various stances for whether you'll be aiming down your sights or running and gunning. There's going to be zero gravity combat, physicalised damage as well, and combat. It's going to be quite realistic in its combat style. There will be medics needed as well on the battlefield to heal damaged limbs and to staunch blood flows. If you get your hand shot off with a shotgun, you're not going to be able to use your hand, you're not going to be able to use two-handed weapons properly. Players will be assaulting space stations as well, or giant capital ships, or even as small as fighting off muggers in an alley. The scope is just immense, and with every patch at the moment we get better animations, more functionality, and more items to use for the FPS side of the game. I suppose the next one's the big one and the final one, the persistent universe. The persistent universe is bringing everything together, making it all work together, and it's the heart and soul of Star Citizen. It's the game as we want it. Star Citizen has so many elements, so this is a bit of a cheat answer, but it's literally the bringing together of the first-person shooter, the missions, spaceship combat, the massively multi-crew ships, the economy, exploration, procedurally generated planets, consequences and rewards for your actions. It's all connected and makes this MMOFPS Space Sim really, really appealing. Your actions could affect the entire universe, a universe that's filled with other players and NPCs. Kill a famous pirate, discover a new system, and you're going to go down in the game's history. Death can be permanent in Star Citizen 2, so that history is even more important. Although I said death's permanent, you don't need to worry too much. Normally you'll resurrect, as it were, in a medibay as your character, but you can die if you die too many times, or if you die in a particular I rammed the sun kind of way. But you can create a new character that will inherit your old character's stuff, so don't worry too much. But Star Citizen has a massive scope and appeal at such a high graphical quality and fidelity that I'm incredibly excited about its future, and I hope you are too. We'll talk about Squadron 42, the single-player campaign AAA game that's planned to be in 3 episodic parts, or at least 3 AAA episodes that will all be basically individual AAA games in the future, because Squadron 42, that single player campaign, is something that we should spend a separate a lot of time on. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out Star Citizen if you haven't already. It is pretty awesome, and I will see you in the verse.